Spado here, the accidental gangster. You know, folks, you ask me, you love hearing stories of things that I have done in my life. And I gotta tell you, sometimes, I am 81 years old. Certain things will, boom, trigger something. So last night, I was on Amazon scrolling, trying to find a movie. When I see a movie that I seen before, I seen it in 1985, To Live and Die in Los Angeles, starring William Dafoe. He did a great job. And William, in the movie, he printed money. Very good at it. And the Secret Service were after him. Now, at that time, I had a company over on Overland Boulevard called International Seafood Distributors. We distributed seafood to all the best restaurants here in Los Angeles. You name it, my brands were in there. And my probation, I was on supervised release from my first federal indictment out of Syracuse, New York. So I was on supervised release again. Boy, I spent more time, how many years? Supervised release, parole, all that bullshit. You add the time up in prison. I've given half of my life to the government. Okay? But anyway, it is what it is. But let me tell you what happened on this day. See, my probation was out of Albany, New York. But I got a switch because I was living in San Francisco. And I had a great, my supervisor, okay, my parole officer, really great guy, okay? I mean, the first time I see him, he gives me 6 pay. He says, see me, mail one of these in every month. I didn't have to report to him, nothing. And then when I moved to Los Angeles, I kept it there, okay? And so now I'm sitting in my office one day. Well, let's go back a little bit here, okay? And folks, please hit that subscribe and like button as you come in here, okay? So, and leave me a comment, folks. I would like to know what your thoughts are. And if you're a new subscriber, please, all right, let me know that you are, and I'll give you a shout out. Because, folks, the people that come here, you're my family. Okay? That's how I treat you. You treat me with respect, you're going to get all my love and respect right back. Now, at the time, a friend of mine Kevin, introduced me to a girl who had money. She was doing, actually, not printing money. They were getting from banks people's credit card numbers. Now, back in those days, you had to slide it through a machine. It was no big deal. It was very simple, not like it is today. And I met her in a parking lot out in the valley. Unbeknownst to me, she was being followed by the FBI. Folks, I had a ton of these things, okay? And then I took this other individual who I knew, I brought him to New York. I brought him right through the whole state of New York and introduced him to a lot of people so he could launder these credit card numbers and make money. But now, when the Secret Service saw me with that gal, they said, holy shit, this is bigger than what they thought it was. Now, the guy that introduced me to her, Kevin happened to be on drugs. I was close with his father, all right? And so his father asked me to help him out. I was down in the desert at the time, okay? So, a good rehab in Desert Hot Springs, which is up in the mountains above Palm Springs, California. And I had them meet me off the 10 freeway. I picked up Kevin and I drove up the mountain to the rehab. I got him checked in, nice and nice. By the time I got through, it was just getting dark. And I remember, I'm standing in my car, there's nothing, I'm in the desert, folks. Cactus all over, but in the distance I could see the lights of Palm Springs, okay? And folks, there was nobody in front of me, behind me, any place. Folks, I could see all over in the distance. From a satellite, they took a picture of me, like I was posing for them, okay? There was nobody there. They took the picture from a satellite. That's the Secret Service, okay? You think the FBI's got good equipment? The Secret Service. What does Secret Service do, folks? They protect the President of the United States, but more importantly, they protect the money of the United States. So anyways, all this is happening, and then one day I'm sitting in my office, and I get a call from the Secret Service. Can't remember the agent's name. He wasn't a bad guy, but he was a little prickish, okay? And good afternoon, AKA Jack, all right, Carolina, okay? How y'all doing today? Thank you for coming. All right, I get this call, and he tells me I gotta get my ass downtown to his office. I go, wait a minute. He didn't call my probation officer to do anything. And I said, I gotta see if that's okay. So I called my probation officer. I said, do I have to go? He said, yeah, you gotta go. I said, okay. So now I go downtown to the Secret Service building, and they have my whole records there. Everything about me from the day I was born right up to that day. Is Mandy here? Huh? How you doing, Mandy? Great. Okay, yeah, she's here. Okay, I was wondering, normally it comes in blue, today is white. I don't know what YouTube is doing here, okay? And folks, look, I'm gonna keep telling you, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, if you want to, go ahead and hit that thanks button. Everything is appreciated, huh? Yeah, Tony, I walked with Jesus. So anyways, I go downtown, go to their office, he comes out, he takes me, we gotta walk. Now look at all these doors. There's a guy, they're like cells. And there's guys, one guy in each cell, every door. And then finally we get to his office. Sits down, he shows me a record, this and that. He starts talking about the credit card stuff. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, we got this guy Richie, and we arrested him. I said, I don't know. Okay, I denied everything. all right? They really had nothing on me, okay? But when I found out, the guy said, "You're in the seafood business." Yeah. He said, "My father loves shrimp." I said, "He does? I'm gonna have my guy deliver you 10 pounds. You do that?" I go, "Yeah." I got back to the office. I had my delivery guy send 10 pounds down. Okay, it was Mexican fresh frozen shrimp that we sold at that time. We had a great connection down in Mexico. Okay, and anyway, the driver gets back. They got a little box there to make sure it wasn't a bomb. All right, but one thing that I did do is I got the Secret Service agent's business card. And then me and my partner, we used it for something else, okay, with his card. Oh boy, some of the crazy things I did. All right, but now I get back to the office. I'm going, phew, got that done. I had to call my probation officer. I tell him what happened. I'm good, right? All right? And so, my partner, Peter Azer. Peter was a professional check kiter. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is in a moment. But we used to love the movies back in those days. He called me up. He said, "Hey," he said, "why don't you come meet me? Theater in Westwood." Okay? There's a good movie, To Live and Die in Los Angeles. I said, "Yeah, I'll drive up. I'll meet you." So I go up there. Peter and I go watch this movie. And I said, "Holy shit. All this stuff." Here's this movie that came out about counterfeiting, Secret Service, and I just went through the whole fucking ordeal. Okay? Yes, Christopher, he did. Okay? Grabber, you say you can't hear me? Can other folks hear me okay? Nobody else is saying they have a problem. Okay? Tokian, new subscriber. Thank you, Tokian. I appreciate that there. God bless you. I thank you. Welcome to my family. Okay? Okay, Agent Orange said this. Those who are having a problem, it's got to be your phone. Okay? Other people are not having a problem here. Okay? So check your phone. You like that? Justin likes how I say okay. I got a tendency that I thought I say it too much. I say okay. Okay? Folks, you ask me where I'm from, how old I am. All right. It's all right here in my book, folks. The Accidental Gangster, from insurance salesman to Hollywood fixer. All right? So, you want to know all those questions? I can't answer everything here one time. I wish I could. Okay, but you know me, I don't stay here for that long, folks, like a lot of people do. All right? Thank you, Ben, saying I'm a wise guy. Yes, I'm a wise guy. And I love being a wise guy. So, I mean, that really seriously happened. All that stuff with the U.S. Secret Service. Next thing I know, that picture, they gave it to the FBI. They gave the picture to the Los Angeles Gangster Squad. The Gangster Squad is about that movie with Sean Penn. Okay, everything in my life eventually becomes a movie or relates to a movie. All right? Uh, but that's the true story. Now let me tell you about Pete Azer. When I first moved down here from San Francisco, I was not flush. I didn't have a lot of money. I was upside down. And I've been like that. It's happened to me all through my life. And eventually, I always bail out, and I will continue to do that there because I hustle every day. I'm the guy that makes things happen. I don't wait for things to happen. Yeah. Lee, you asked me about the Iceman. No, I never met the Iceman. But I'm glad you brought it up because you should go and catch my replay on a show I did a couple days ago. Okay? That book about the Iceman is all bullshit and lies. That author, that book, made up all that shit himself. And then he wrote a book about a friend of mine named Tommy Karate Patera. And it's all lies and bullshit. Okay? Now, if you remember, because obviously you read the book, Kalinsky, okay? He talked, in the book they talked that he got paid to do mob hits, okay? They never happened, folks. The mob does not pay outsiders to do our business, okay? It don't happen. We, since we've been coming to this country and over in Italy, we take care of our own. And I can't understand how people don't understand that. We had to take care of our own. And we still do to this day. Now in the life, you get a call at 4 a.m. in the morning, meet me at a diner. And I said this yesterday, I'm gonna say it again, okay? And they give you a job. They say, Bobby's gotta go. You gotta go take care of it. You don't ask no questions, nothing. You go and take care of business, okay? Beskar, great to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming, okay? Seems like you're keeping busy today, honey. Okay, the trolls are coming in. The trolls are pouring in like crazy, huh? Oh, I don't think I'm the only one to get trolled, but I'm going to tell you. I get some comments, folks, that are so ridiculous. I got a lady in Belgium that just hates me to death. I swear to God. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't do those kinds of things. Okay. She's in love with Michael Frances and she thinks he's God. And God bless her. Let her think it. But leave me the fuck alone. Okay? I'm not in no competition with Michael Frances or anybody else. Okay? So if you're here under a different name, just know I don't care. Go ahead, Agent Orange. All right? Today's show, To Live and Die in L.A. Well, folks, I've been living here for over 50 years, and this is perhaps where I will die. But it's going to be a different type of thing. There's lake effect blues. Yes, even Christ is our glorious Lord and our Savior. Yes, He is. Okay? I acknowledge that. Yeah, folks, if you haven't seen that movie, I Live and Die in Los Angeles, LA. You got to see it, okay? It's really a good movie, and William Dafoe. He does a great job, okay? And, yeah? Hello? Hang on, folks. Hello? Hello? I'm sorry, folks. FedEx dropping off a package. Alright? Sorry. Alright? But I'm going to go back and tell you how I met Pete Azer. Okay? One of my dearest friends, okay? My limousine driver, when I moved here down from San Francisco, I lived in a room he had upstairs of his home in Pasadena. And he keeps telling me about, you got to meet Peter Azer. You'll like him. He's from upstate New York, too. Peter was from Rochester. So I'll never forget the day. Emilio drives me over to meet Pete Azer at his home. And we're waiting, sitting on the couch, and he's talking to a couple guys, all right, to work for him. And then he comes in and he says, look, it's a pleasure to meet you. Emilio says a lot. He said, look, I'm going to Las Vegas. He says, I got to get to the airport. He says, how you fix for cash? I said, I'm a little upside down. I want you to know, I just met this guy. All right? Just met him. All right? I said, I'm a little upside down. Goes in his pocket. Takes out $500. He said, will this hold you until Monday? I'll be back. I said, yeah, I think I can get along on that. Boom. Just like that. I didn't ask him, nothing. Okay? And I'll never forget that. So now Monday he comes back, and here I am. I'm sitting on the couch in the living room, and he starts talking to the three guys in the dining room. Now I hear everything. He's telling one guy, go to this check cashing place. You go to the bank, you bring this check, all right? You go to this bank, you get the cash, bring the cash here, all right? When he gets all through and the guys leave, he comes in, talks to me. And I look at him, I says, you're floating checks. I said, you're kiting checks. He said, damn, he said. He immediately said you were sharp. He said, yeah, I am. And I tell you, folks, it became a relationship right up until the day Peter passed away. He was a great guy. His wife was a great woman, beautiful children. His wife was a very religious woman. And, boy, I wish Peter was alive today. When Peter was alive, instantly, we just made money like you can't believe, okay? We'd be broke today and tomorrow we're flush, okay? That's how we did things, all right? But it was an awesome, you see, folks, how you fixed. I'm a little upside down, and boom, he went right in his pocket. You don't meet many men like that, okay? Anthony, I will not apologize. I know much more about Michael Franche than you do, okay? So, Anthony, go tell Michael I said that, okay? And I'm not here to bash Michael. Why do you people come here and you want to start a war, all right, with me and Michael? Mandy, take that Anthony guy out of here, okay, and block him, okay? He'll come back with a different name, all right? Mandy, you there? Take them out. Tell me to make peace. Me and Michael made peace. That's how far in the dark ages that guy's living. Okay? Holy shit. Just go watch. Best curse is go watch. Yeah, people want drama. People are trying to put me and Michael against each other. Okay? Oh, it's not going to happen. Okay? I don't have to go and bash other people. I am who I am. I was never a rat. I would never be a rat. All right? And I kept every oath I had ever taken in my life. Because to me, it means something. If you take an oath, you live and die by that. Okay? Otherwise, why do you take it? Okay? Phil Carlo, is that Phil Carlo? Global, this is not a financial court. Have we talked finances? Oh, Moot, let's hope I just continue living, okay? All right? We got Hank from Hell's Kitchen, I know it very well. And we got Demon Lord, he's more gangster than me. God bless you. I wish you all the best, okay? If you want to be a gangster, you're talking to the wrong person here, folks, okay? Because I recommend not being a gangster, okay? I recommend doing something with your life that you would be proud of, okay? We don't judge. You're correct, my friend. You're right, babe. I have seen many things. So that's why I wanted to bring you that story about live and die in LA. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to see the whole thing. And, wait. Do we have a car salesman here? Any car salesman or any owners of a car dealership? If there are, get a hold of me because I'm looking for a car. Okay? I appreciate it. Thank you, Edinburgh. All right? Yes, my love is real. Okay? Now, folks, I'm the type of guy that I always do what I say I'm going to do. And if I can't, I tell you, oh, I can't do it. And that's very rarely comes from my mouth. Okay? And I believe in doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And I wish and I hope that each and every one of you remember those words, okay? I'm not here to fight anybody. I'm not here to be enemies with anybody. Because, folks, we only live once. It's for a limited time, okay? So why not try to be happy during this limited time we have on this place called Earth, okay? It's much easier and better being happy and loving and respecting your fellow man instead of putting them down all the time. Thank you for that $100. Somebody sent me a gift, okay? Uncle Alert, Uncle Alert. I like that. Okay? Thank you so much, all right, for that there. All right? All right? And Big Skunk runs a yard in Antarctica. So what? All right? Does that make you a tough guy? Okay? Why be a tough guy? You're going against what I just said. Be a nice guy. Be kind to others. Make others happy, and I guarantee you it comes back to you tenfold. Okay? So, folks, that's it. I'm not going to stay here forever. Okay? I've had a busy day. I got a situation. I got to try to get into a new car. And that's it. So I want to say, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit that like button. I normally like to leave with a minimum of 50 likes. Are you going to do that for me today? We need 7 more likes. Okay? Oh boy, the people are leaving. Okay? Oh, they're leaving. I almost said goodbye. No, I'm going to say everybody, have a blessed day. God bless you all. All my love and respect, as usual.